So let's see the epididymis. So the epididymis, it is a comma shaped structure which lies on the superior and the posterolateral surface of the testis. This one. So it is made up of highly coiled tubule. Then the parts of the epididymis. So the epididymis, from above to downward, it should be divided into the three parts. First, that is the head, then the body, and this is the tail. So here, then first let's see that is the head. So it is the uppermost expanded part and it is connected to that the upper pole of the testis by the efferent ductule. So here that is the ductules are present, so that is called the efferent ductule, and it consists of highly coiled efferent ductules. Then the body or the middle part and the tail or this mean lower part are made up of a single coiled duct of the epididymis, which emerges from the tail as a vas deferens, or it continue as the vas deferens. Then the functions of the epididymis. So it should be storage and the maturation of the spermatozoa. Second function, that is the absorption of the fluid, and third one, addition of the substances to the seminal fluid to nourish the maturing spermatozoa. So that is the function which is done by the epididymis. Histologically, that the epididymis are lined by pseudo-stratified columnar epithelial with the stereocilia. The tubules are surrounded by the connective tissue. Then the arterial supply. So epididymis, it is supplied by the testicular artery. Then the venous drainage, that is same, the testicular vein, and the lymphatic drainage, that is the pre-aortic and the para-aortic lymph nodes. Then the nerve supply of the epididymis, that is the sympathetic nerve through the testicular plexus, the fibers of which are derived from the segments of the T1 to L1 of the spinal nerve. So that is the epididymis. So the seminal vesicle here, that is the green color. So the seminal vesicles, these are the two coiled sacculated tube about the 2 inches in the length or the 5 centimeter in the length. It can be traveled to the 3 times of the length. So the location, they lie extraperitoneally on each side of the base of the urinary bladder and lateral to the termination of the vas deferens. So that is the vas deferens, and in front of the rectum. So in the lateral view you can see, that is, this is the seminal vesicle and this is the rectum. So it should be present in front of the rectum, and this is the urinary bladder, and that is the at the base of the urinary bladder, that is the seminal vesicles are present. Then the lower narrow end of the seminal vesicle, that is called the duct of the seminal vesicle. So these two, it joins with the ductus deferens, that is, it joins with the ductus deferens to form the ejaculatory duct, this one. Then the seminal vesicles, as their name implies, do not form the reservoir of the sperm. So their secretion forms the larger amount of the seminal fluid. The secretion of the seminal vesicles is slightly alkaline in nature, and it consists of the fructose, choline, and the coagulating enzyme, that is called the vesiculose. So that is the seminal vesicle. So next to it, that is the ejaculatory duct. So here you can see, that is the seminal vesicle, that is the vas deferens, and the both duct, they should be joined to forming the ejaculatory duct. So the ejaculatory duct are 2 in numbers, present one on each side of the median plane at the lower part of the urinary bladder, base of the urinary bladder. So here in this diagram you can see, that is, this is the 2 ejaculatory duct, this one, that is the urinary bladder, vas deferens, and the seminal vesicle. So here that the two ejaculatory ducts, they should be present. Then this one, each duct travels antero-inferiorly through upper posterior half of the prostate gland. So here you can see that is the prostate gland, and that is enters into that the prostate, into that the upper half and posterior side along the side of the prostatic utricle. So here that is the prostatic utricle, and it is open into the posterior wall of the prostatic urethra in the seminal colliculus. So this one, this is the prostatic urethra, and here that the duct is open, that is called the seminal colliculus on the either side of the opening of the prostatic utricle. So that is the ejaculatory duct. Then vasa differentia, or that is also called the different ducts. This one, brown color, or that is also called the ductus deferens. This one. So these are two in numbers, right and the left, and each vasa differentia have a thick walled muscular tube which transport the spermatozoa from the epididymis to that the ejaculatory duct. So till this, the length of the vasa deferens, that is near about the 18 inches or the 45 centimeter long, and has a narrow lumen except the terminal part which is sacculated. This one, called the ampulla of the vasa deferens. So this one, that is called the ampulla of the vasa deferens. Or in the another diagram here you can see, that is this inflamed part, it is called the ampulla of the vasa deferens. Then let's see that is the course and the relations. Then let's see that is the external course of the vasa differentia. So it begins from the inferior pole of the testis as a direct continuation of the duct of the epididymis. So here in this diagram you can see that is the inferior pole of the testis, and that is, this is the epididymis and this is the tail of epididymis. So it is direct continuation of the duct of the epididymis. So this one. Then it ascends upwards behind the testes and medial to that the epididymis. Then it enters into that the spermatic cord. So here you can see green color, that is the spermatic cord, where it lies posterior part, which is usual site of the vasectomy. Then it passes to the inguinal canal and enters into that the abdominal cavity here by passing through the deep inguinal ring located lateral to the inferior epigastric artery. So here, that is the two are the inferior epigastric artery. Then the internal course of the vas deferens. Then it hooks around the lateral side of the inferior epigastric artery and passes backwards and medially. So here you can see, and then it is enters into that the lesser pelvis. Then in the lesser pelvis it runs downwards and backwards on the lateral pelvic wall. So here it passes behind the base of the urinary bladder. So here that is the urinary bladder. So it is goes into that the base of the urinary bladder in front of the lateral rectal ampulla and on the medial side of the seminal vesicle. So that is the two seminal vesicles, yellow color. This part of the vas deferens is enlarged and sacculated to form the ampulla. So this one, that the sac-like structure, it is called the ampulla, and it help to store that the semen. Then finally it converges to reach the base of the prostate, where it joins with the duct of the seminal vesicle to form, that is the two ejaculatory duct. So this one, and immediately posterior to the neck of bladder. Then the arterial supply of the vas deferens. So it is supplied by the arteries, that is the artery of the vas deferens, which is the branch of superior vesical artery, then the artery of the vas deferens, that is the branch of inferior vesical artery, and the third branch of the vas deferens, which is the branch of middle rectal artery. Then the venous drainage. So the venous drainage of, that is the ductus deferens or the vas deferens, it joins with the vesical venous plexus, which turns drain into that the internal iliac vein. Then that is the nerve supply. So primarily by the parasympathetic fibers from the pelvic splanchnic nerve, this one. After then the clinical anatomy related with the vas deferens. The clinical point, that is first the vasectomy. So it is the common method for the male sterilization. So it is the minor operation which is done under the local anesthesia, and in this procedure the short segment of each vas deferens, so here you can see it should be excised, and that is the cut ends are crushed and the ligated. So that is the continuously spermatozoa form into that the testis, and it should be degenerated into that the epididymis, and that is the absorb. So the growth of the interstitial cells are not affected, and therefore testes continue to produce the testosterone, and the individual potency it is not affected. But the reversal of the vasectomy, it is also possible. The cut ends, if the person want to again fertilize, so that is the two cut ends are united and recanalization is done if required, and it should be successfully done only when the in favorable cases, that is the individual with age is less than the 30 years, and this procedure is performed within the 7 years of the vasectomy. So this is called the vasectomy. And the next clinical point related with that the seminal vesicles, that is the secretion of the seminal vesicles, which contains, you know, that is the fructose, and which is not produced anywhere else in the body. So this provide a forensic evidence of the occurrence of the rape. However, the choline crystals provide the preferred basis for the determination of the presence of the seminal fluid, that is the Fluorens test. So these are the clinical points related with these structures.